You know that quiet moment when you find yourself at the kitchen window before sunrise, holding a warm cup of coffee while the world still feels half asleep. Nothing is fully awake yet, but you can sense the day preparing itself. The streetlights fade out one by one, and there is this subtle shift in the air that you can feel more than explain. That is the place you are standing in your life right now, even if it doesn't register that way. I keep seeing this pattern appear in conversations with people who feel frozen in place, in messages from those who fear they are falling behind, and even in my own private questioning about whether I am moving quickly enough toward whatever I am becoming. Over time, I've learned something about timing and why the stage you are in makes more sense than it seems. We were raised to imagine success as a clean upward line, as if growth must always look like motion in one clear direction. We were taught that if we are not charging toward our goals every single day, then we must be failing at something essential. But real transformation does not behave that way. Anything meaningful unfolds in a rhythm that refuses to be rushed. Think of how a river crosses a landscape. It does not break through stone by force. It follows the natural openings, the places where the land is ready to be shaped. It bends and loops, sometimes circling back toward where it came from, creating curves that might look inefficient but carry a quiet intelligence. The river never questions its pace because it trusts the terrain beneath it. Your life is moving with that same intelligence. The delays you feel are not evidence that you are off course. They are signs that something inside you is preparing for a deeper shift. The detours are not errors. They are pathways that are shaping you in ways that are still hidden. I think of a conversation I had last month with someone who felt restless because their career transition was taking longer than they expected. They had been investing in this shift for 2 years, yet each time an opportunity approached, the door closed before they could step through. They kept asking why nothing was moving, why everything seemed to slow down just when they needed it to accelerate. Then something quiet changed, and within a few weeks, openings began to appear that were far better aligned than anything they imagined at the beginning. The timing had never been wrong. It had been precise in a way they simply couldn't recognize from where they were standing. This is the part most people miss about how change actually unfolds. We grow up believing we should somehow gather every answer before we dare to take the first step. We imagine the entire path should reveal itself from beginning to end before we commit to walking it. But clarity doesn't arise from certainty. It grows out of movement. It appears when we take one honest step into the unknown and allow that step to illuminate the next one. Your timeline is not broken. Your pace is not too slow. There's no hidden race that everyone else is winning while you fall behind. That imagined schedule is a story we inherit, not a truth that belongs to the soul. What exists is your rhythm, your season, the distinct way your becoming takes shape. And right now, while you feel as if nothing is happening, everything is quietly shifting beneath the surface. While you wonder whether you should be pushing harder, life is rearranging pieces you cannot see. Conversations are moving into place. People are being prepared long before you meet them. Resources are gathering in ways that will make sense only in retrospect. Timing is being shaped with a precision that can feel disorienting while you are still inside it. The pressure to rush comes from a mindset that misunderstands what genuine growth requires. It comes from a culture that prioritizes speed rather than depth, accomplishment rather than evolution, arrival rather than presence. But you were not made for that mechanical pace. You were made for something more organic, something that follows the intelligence woven into every natural cycle. Each delay has been a form of protection from what was never suited for you. Each closed door has been redirecting you toward something more aligned. Each moment of uncertainty has been developing a level of strength and inner confidence you could not have reached any other way. The path has not been withheld. It has been revealing itself at the pace that allows you to fully absorb what each phase is offering. This is not about sitting still while you wait for your real life to begin. This is about recognizing that your real life is unfolding here in this exact season of preparation. In this time of becoming, the skills forming underneath the stillness, the character sharpening during the uncertainty, the trust taking shape while the next step remains hidden. Something is shifting for you even if it hasn't reached your awareness yet. It's like the way dawn arrives. It moves slowly, almost imperceptibly, until suddenly the entire horizon brightens. Seasons work the same way. They change so gradually that you hardly notice, and then one day the landscape looks nothing like it did before. You are in that gradual phase now, the one where transformation is unfolding beneath the surface. It's quiet work, hidden from view, but no less real. The pieces are in motion even when you can't see the board. Think back to that conversation you had months ago that seemed to lead nowhere. It planted something in you that is only now beginning to take root. The project that collapsed last year cleared space you didn't realize you would need. It opened room for something that would have felt too heavy for who you were back then. Even the disappointment served a purpose. The rejection that hurt more than you wanted to admit redirected you away from a path that would have limited you. You were measuring your progress with external markers while the most meaningful shifts were happening internally. Look at the way you handle uncertainty now compared to 2 years ago. Notice the questions you ask yourself, the ones that weren't even part of your awareness before. Notice the boundaries you've learned to hold, the dreams you've allowed yourself to acknowledge, the honesty you've begun to extend to your own inner world. This is why forcing timing never brings the results we imagine. When we push, we often end up with the right thing at the wrong moment, or something that wasn't right at all. We land the job we thought we wanted before we've developed the grounding to truly grow in it. We meet someone promising before we learn how to stay connected to ourselves. We achieve a goal that looked impressive on the outside but leaves us unchanged on the inside. But when we allow the unfolding to follow its natural rhythm, when we trust the process even when it contradicts logic, something more aligned emerges. We arrive at our destinations shaped by the path we had to walk to reach them. We step into opportunities with a readiness that comes from lived experience rather than urgency. We become someone capable of holding what we once could only imagine. There's a reason every meaningful story includes a middle chapter, the part where everything feels uncertain and nearly impossible. It's the moment when the hero can't see a clear way forward, when all the training and preparation are tested by circumstances that feel larger than their strength. This isn't a flaw in the story. It's the crucible where transformation takes place. You are standing in that middle chapter now, not because you misstepped, but because you are living a story that carries weight. What you are becoming requires this exact encounter with not knowing. It asks you to trust something larger than your current understanding, to find pockets of peace inside the ambiguity. And if you pay attention, the signs are already around you. Notice how certain opportunities keep returning in new shapes. Notice the people entering your life who seem to share the same questions, the same longings, the same visions. Notice the ideas that come back again and again, no matter how many times you try to push them aside. Notice the sudden clarity appearing around things that once felt tangled. Your intuition has been growing stronger, hasn't it? That quiet pull that steers you away from situations that look acceptable on the surface but feel misaligned in your body. That gentle nudge toward choices that defy logic, yet feel unmistakably right. That sense of knowing when something belongs in your life and when it doesn't, even if every voice around you has an opinion. This is what happens when you stop resisting your natural timing. Your inner guidance becomes clearer. Your ability to discern what is meant for you gains precision. You begin to move with the current instead of fighting against it, and life starts to feel more fluid even when it still demands courage. The breakthrough you've been waiting for won't arrive in the dramatic way you once imagined. It won't be wrapped in certainty or marked by a single perfect moment. It will feel organic, like something that was always making its way toward you. It will settle into your life with such ease that you may wonder why you ever questioned the timing at all. What's remarkable about this moment in your life is that every day that feels uneventful is quietly preparing you for what's coming. Every early morning when the world feels still, every moment of doubt, every small decision to continue even when the path feels invisible, all of it is forming a foundation that will make sense only when you look back. This is why trusting where you are matters. Trust the timing that refuses to match your expectations. Trust the delays that feel inconvenient. Trust the doors that stay closed longer than you want them to. Your path is revealing itself at the exact pace you can absorb it, even when that pace feels slow or uncertain or completely different from everyone around you. You don't need to solve everything by tomorrow. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the next step. What you need is the willingness to show up for your life as it is, not as you think it should be. Keep developing the skills that hold meaning for you even when you can't predict where they will lead. Keep having the conversations that feel alive inside you, even if they don't seem connected to any larger plan. Keep following the subtle intuitive signals that make no logical sense, yet feel unmistakably true. Your story is taking shape beautifully, even in the chapters that feel slow or disjointed or incomplete. Especially in these chapters, because this is where you learn to trust something larger than your timeline, something wiser than the pressure you place on yourself, something more intelligent than the fear that whispers you are falling behind. The path will reveal itself. It always does. Not because you forced it into clarity, but because you learned how to move with it rather than against it. And when it does open, you will see why every single moment had to unfold exactly the way it did.